Good morning and welcome to Gentle Yoga. We're going to start standing today, so you can go ahead and just make your way to the top of your mat. Feet are about hip width apart. We'll take a big inhale to reach overhead, really stretching through the shoulders, through the fingertips. Then we'll gently grasp the hands together and move to the right, kind of bumping hips over to the left to find a really nice side body stretch. Take a big inhale. On the exhale, slowly bring it back to the center. Good. We'll inhale to reach to the left, bumping hips over to the right to find that big side body stretch. Big inhale. On the exhale, gently bring it back to the center. Good. We'll take one more big inhale to reach right, bumping hips left, finding that stretch. Good. And as we exhale, bring it back to the center. Big inhale to reach to the left, bump hips right. And then we'll bring it back to the center. From here, we'll slowly start to release the hands down nice and big, maybe twinkling the fingers. Good. Then we'll start to bring in some shoulder rolls. So bring up shoulders up to ears and down the back. Good morning. Inhaling on the way up, and then exhale on the way down. Just releasing any tension here. Starting to loosen up those muscles. Good. We'll find some stillness with the shoulders here. Just give them a little shake. And then we'll gently start to twist open to the right. So inhaling to kind of reach, stretch to the chest. And exhale back to the center. Inhale, reaching to the left, stretch to the fingertips. Then exhale to the center. One more big inhale to reach right, finding length. And exhale back to the center. Inhale to reach left. And exhale back to the center. On your next inhale, we'll reach overhead and stretching through the fingertips. On the exhale, cactus in the arms, pressing hips forward to baby back bend. We'll inhale to reach overhead. Then exhale to take one more baby back bend, cactus in the arms, pressing the hips forward. Good. We'll inhale to reach overhead. And as we exhale, we're going to fold down all the way to the ground, nice and slow to forward fold. You can take as much of a bend in the knees as you need to. And feel free to find any movements that might feel good this morning as we kind of work into these stretches, these poses. Shift the hips. You can find a gentle sway. Maybe rocking forward and backward on the toes carefully. Good. We'll take one more deep breath here. On your next inhale, rising halfway to find halfway lift. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, finding length all the way from the tailbone through the crown to keep that back nice and flat. We'll start to build up a little bit of heat in those postural muscles of the back. Take one more deep breath as we hold. And as we exhale, release down to the mat. We'll inhale to roll all the way up, rising to the top, taking some shoulder rolls again at the top. Inhaling to bring the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale down the spine. Just nice big movement here. Good. We'll find some stillness. Gonna give the shoulders just a little shake, loosen things up. We'll inhale to reach overhead, another big stretch. And as we exhale, we'll bring the hands down and behind the back, clasping them gently, going for a chest opener here. So we'll start to pull those arms back, kind of puff out the chest, gazing up at the ceiling. Take a few deep breaths as we hold here. The palms don't need to be together. If you want, you can keep a loose basket grip like I am. Good. We'll shift our gaze just right in front of us. We'll slowly start to look to the right, kind of twisting gently. Look to the left, twisting the whole torso. Gaze to the right. Good. Gaze to the left. Make your way to the center, taking one last big inhale, puffing out the chest. As we exhale, releasing the hands gently, and we'll just take some gentle twists, kind of letting the arms be loose and heavy. Feel free to have some fun with it. Move whatever speed feels good this morning, twisting as far as comfortable as it feels good this morning. Good. All right, we'll start to slow our roll here, make our way back to the center. Give the arms a good shake, give the legs a good shake. Awesome. All right, we're gonna inhale to reach one more time, nice and big overhead. As we exhale, we'll fold back down all the way to the mat, forward fold. All right, with our forward fold, we'll gently start to play around with the hip shift if you haven't already taken that motion. Should feel really nice stretch in the hamstring, shifting it from one side to the other. Letting the upper body just be heavy. Good. On our next inhale, halfway lift, placing the hands on the shins, the knees, the thighs, finding length from the tailbone all the way through the crown of the head. We'll squeeze those shoulder blades nice and tight together, build a little bit of heat. Keep really light pressure in the hands. Take one more big breath. And as we exhale, slowly releasing down to the mat, planting the hands, and we'll step that right foot back, finding a low lunge. We'll hold here just for a moment, starting to build a little bit of heat, especially in that left leg. I'm just trying to straighten out that right leg. Maybe trying to drop the heel down towards the mat to find a stretch in the calf. Hold for one more deep breath. Good, and as we exhale, slowly releasing the knee down to the mat, finding runner's lunge. You can start to toe heel that foot to the corner of your mat, finding that nice hip stretch here. You can kind of work into it. I know it's early morning, so be gentle with your body. Take whatever movements feel good as we ease into this deep stretch. You can take a rock like I am, kind of just moving forward and backward. Maybe you want to move side to side. Maybe you just want to hold. All wonderful options. We'll take one more deep breath here. Good. All right, from here, we're going to gently just start to move that foot back in towards the center. So we are back in our lunge line. From here, we're going to lift up, just reaching overhead and really focusing on pressing that right hip forward. Good. From here, we're going to gently drop that left hand down, just if we need it for support. We're going to reach that right arm up and over to the side. And really getting that stretch in the hips, getting that stretch through the side body. Option to roll the wrist, stretch the fingers. Take one more deep breath, really reach. Good, as we exhale, bring it back to the center. We'll slowly start to straighten out that front leg and slowly begin to hinge forward and reach down towards the knee, the shin, or the toes for half splits. And getting a great stretch in the hamstrings. We'll do our best to release tension, so keep those shoulders loose. Unclench the jaw. Take one more deep breath. And as we inhale, we're going to slowly shift forward, planting that foot down. Can toe heel the feet so they're back in line. We'll flip those right toes underneath and slowly come to standing, swooping the arms overhead to crescent lunge. From here, we'll take an exhale to Twist open to warrior two. And then we'll slowly stand our way up, making the feet so their toes are facing out, heels are in. From here, we're gonna slowly start to hinge forward, sending the hips behind us, arms are out in a T. We'll hold here just for a moment, squeezing the glutes, drawing belly button towards the spine. One more big inhale, squeeze tight. And as we exhale, releasing the hands down to the mat. Let the head and neck be heavy. We'll start to slowly shift the legs side to side, really stretching out those hamstrings, keeping them loose. Then from here, we're gonna slowly adjust the feet so they are parallel. So we'll turn the toes in. We'll begin to reach towards the left side with your right hand. Once you get a grip on the knee, the shins, or the feet, you can slowly start to bring that left hand up to the hip and hold this twisted position. Focusing on squeezing the glutes to help support the body. Feeling a nice stretch in the back, the hamstrings, the shoulder. Take one more deep breath. Then we'll slowly start to bring that left hand back down to the mat. Slowly release the right side. And in the center, we're gonna shift forward and backward, shifting weight to the toes, weight to the heels. Just a little movement before we hit on the other side. Good. From here, we'll make our way to a stillness, solid base with those feet still facing forward. We'll slowly start to reach for the right side using that left hand. So again, you can grasp the shin, the knee, the toes. And once we get situated, we'll slowly start to bring that right hand up to the hip. And holding that twist and squeezing the glutes, drawing belly button towards the spine to give yourself a solid base. You can just hold, breathe, appreciate that stretch. Not here for long. We'll take one more deep breath. Good, and we'll slowly release, bringing the right hand back down to the mat, left hand to follow. We'll shift forward and backward on the toes just for a moment here. Good, then we'll plant the feet nice and flat on the mat. Slowly lift the arms out to a T, squeezing shoulder blades tight. Then we'll lift ourselves up, squeezing the glutes and pressing the hips forward. Good. From here, we'll shift back into warrior two. So flipping the front toes, sinking down with the knee over the ankle, and pulling those pinkies back. We'll inhale to reach forward, then exhale to extended side angle, finding a lift through the obliques. You can gaze up at the ceiling, gaze out in front of you, or down at the mat. Good, we'll hold for one more deep breath. On your next inhale, rising to reverse warrior, reaching that left arm up overhead, finding length. So we lift to the ceiling. And as we exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands down to the mat, stepping that left leg back and finding either high plank up on the toes or half plank down on the knees. We'll go for a couple knee touches here. So wherever you're at, we're gonna slowly start to bring that right knee to right elbow, and then back. Inhale, left knee to left elbow, and back. One more on each. Inhale, right knee, right elbow, and back. Inhale, left knee, left elbow, and back. Good. From here, we'll slowly start to shift forward, pin the elbows in and lower all the way down, moving through chaturanga. So you go to cobra, make our way to upward facing dog, and downward facing dog, or child's pose. Just listing out all the options here. Coffee is still kicking in. Thanks for hanging with me. All right, if you're not already in down dog, you can go ahead and peel the hips up towards the ceiling and slowly gaze to the top of your mat, stepping forward, finding forward fold. Again, let the upper body be heavy here, maybe find a sway. Good, on your next inhale, rising halfway to halfway lift, squeezing those shoulder blades tight, finding length from the tailbone to the crown. And as we exhale, releasing down to the mat. We'll inhale to rise all the way up, reaching overhead. We'll gently clasp the hands together and slowly start to reach to the right. We'll bring it back to the center. Good, and reach to the left. Bring it back to the center. Then we'll slowly release the hands, clasping behind the body for that chest opener once again. Inhaling to puff out the chest, draw the shoulders down the back. We'll slowly start to gaze to the right, twist the torso, gaze to the left, twist the torso. When we're on each, right, go left. We'll make our way to the center, slowly releasing hands. You can take a moment to shake it out and have a little fun with it. We'll inhale to reach, rise once again, and then exhale, planting the hands down on the mat. This time we'll step back with the left foot into that low lunge, making sure our knee is right above the ankle, squeezing the shoulder blades together to keep a nice flat back, and finding a nice straight left leg here. If you want a calf stretch, you can try to peel those heels down to the ground. Good, we'll hold here just for another deep breath, building a little bit of heat in that right leg, waken things up. Good, we'll take one more big inhale. On our exhale, slowly lowering that left knee down to the mat. We'll toe heel our right foot to the corner of the mat as far as comfortable to find that runner's lunge. So it can either be on flat hands or option of on fists if you want a little relief for the wrists, keep them neutral. And here you can find any movements that feel good. So again, you can find that forward, backward rock, maybe side to side, or you can just hold and really breathe into the hip. And this is a deep stretch, so you can take your time working into it. Good, we'll take one more deep breath here. After your deep breath, we'll slowly start to toe heel that foot back in our lunge line. So one hand is on either side. From here, we're gonna slowly reach and rise, really focusing on pressing that left hip forward. And then from here, bringing that right hand down just for optional support. And we'll reach that left arm up and over to the side. You should feel a nice stretch in that left hip and all the way through the side body with that side stretch. Good, taking nice deep breaths here. Really focusing on lengthening the muscles. Let's get one more big inhale. And as we exhale, we'll slowly bring the arms back down to the mat. We'll begin to straighten out that front leg, reaching towards the knee, the shin, the toes. Find that deep hamstring stretch. Doing our best to keep those shoulders relaxed. Don't let the tension build up towards the ears. We'll unclench the jaw and just breathe for a moment. Good, we'll take one more deep breath here. Take your time. Whenever you're done, we'll slowly shift forward, planting that foot back down. You can adjust the feet as needed. And we'll slowly start to rise to crescent lunge. So pressing up through that heel, swooping the arms overhead. You can take time to set yourself up, making sure that knee is right above the ankle and hips are facing forward. Take an inhale to reach the fingertips. And exhale, warrior two, opening up, pulling the pinkies back. Good. Then from here, we're going to turn and adjust, getting ready for our wide leg forward fold. So we'll start with heels in and toes out. Arms are at a T. We'll begin to push the hips back, lean forward with the chest, keep those arms out, squeezing shoulder blades tight, and build heat in those postural muscles of the back and shoulders. Squeeze the glutes. One more big inhale. And on the exhale, we'll slowly release down to the mat, letting everything be heavy. We'll find that side to side shift in the legs just for a moment here. Taking deep breaths, breathing into the hamstrings, into the low back. Good. Then from here, adjusting the feet so they're parallel with each other, bringing the toes in. Then we'll slowly start to reach left arm to right foot. Start opposite this time. So grabbing for the shin, the knees, or the toes. Then once you have a solid grip and are situated, we'll slowly bring that right hand up to the hip and hold here for a couple deep breaths. And just a gentle twist, squeezing the glutes to give us a little support. Working to draw belly button towards the spine. We'll take one more deep breath. Good, then we'll slowly bring that right hand back to the mat, left hand to follow, and in the center here, we'll let the head hang down and slowly shift our weight from the toes to the heels, kind of playing around. All right, from here, we're gonna slowly start to find stillness with the feet first off. Then we'll reach that right hand to left leg. So again, grabbing for the shin, the toes, the knee. And once we're situated, we'll bring that left hand to the hip. Just hold in that twisted position. And being mindful of how we're setting ourselves up, squeezing those glutes, drawing belly button towards the spine. Always remembering to breathe. Good, we'll take one more deep breath. And we'll slowly start to bring that left hand down to the mat, right hand to follow. And then gently just shifting forward and backward on the feet. Good, from here we'll find stillness, bringing the hands out to a T, squeezing shoulder blades tight, keeping a nice flat back, squeezing glutes. And we'll slowly begin to rise, pushing the hips forward as we come to stand. Good. From here, we'll adjust to warrior two. So rotating that front foot, finding a bend in the knee, making sure that knee is right above the ankle. We'll pull those pinkies back and squeeze those shoulder blades. Good. We'll inhale to slowly reach forward, then exhale to tick-tock the arms to extended side angle. Finding that reach to the left side of the body, using those obliques to lift ourselves up. Gaze can be at the ceiling, out in front of you, or down at your mat. Take one more big inhale. Then your next inhale, rising to reverse warrior, reaching that right arm overhead, keeping a bend in that front leg. Really finding that lift towards the ceiling. Big inhale. As we exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands down to the mat, finding a high plank or half plank. Feet are about hip width apart. Drawing belly button towards the spine. Good. And from here, wherever you're at, we're going to slowly inhale to bring right knee to right elbow. Exhale back. Inhale left knee, left elbow. Exhale back. One more each. Inhale, right knee, right elbow. Exhale, back. Inhale, left knee, left elbow. Then exhale, back. From here, we'll slowly start to shift forward, pin the arms down, moving through chaturanga, and find either up dog or cobra. And then pushing back to downward facing dog or child's pose. Plenty of options depending on how we're feeling today. Good. Then from here, wherever you're at, we're gonna shift into all fours, moving to a few cat and cows. So hands are directly below shoulders, knees are below the hips. We'll slowly inhale to drop the belly down, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. And exhale to round out the spine, pressing through those palms, pulling shoulder blades apart. Inhale to drop the belly down, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Then exhale to round out the spine. Get one more here. Big inhale to drop the belly down, lift the gaze. A big exhale to round out the spine. We'll make our way to a neutral tabletop position and slowly come to a seat. All right. From here, we're gonna slowly lower all the way down to the mat, keyword slow. So keeping arms out in front of us, just trying to go one vertebra at a time, all the way down to the mat. Reaching the arms up overhead. Good, then we'll straighten the legs out. All right, so we'll take an inhale to draw right knee to the chest. Pulling it in nice and close. Welcoming that compression in the hip, and we'll try to melt those shoulders down towards the mat. Maybe rolling out the ankle, stretching out the toes, wiggling them around. Good. We're gonna continue to hold this leg, but with that left leg, we're gonna flex the toes up towards the shin. Now next inhale, slowly lifting that leg off the ground a couple inches. And exhale, lower back down to the mat. Inhale to reach that leg up, maybe going a little bit higher. Exhale all the way down. A big inhale to lift that leg up. Exhale, lower down. One more inhale to lift that leg as far up as comfortable. Exhale all the way down. Good. We'll let that left leg be heavy on the ground, gently starting to draw that right knee to the left side of the body. So twisting across here. Really gentle twist. Keep that gaze up at the ceiling. Maybe closing the eyes, and you can gently start to rock the head side to side on the mat, just finding a nice massage on the back of the head. Just for a moment. Breathing deep. Good. We can blink the eyes open if you had them closed. Find some stillness with the head. We'll gently start to pull that right knee back into the chest for one more hug. And then we'll release, letting it go long and be heavy on the mat. On our next inhale, drawing the left knee into the chest. And we'll just start with welcoming that compression in the hip, hugging it in close, melting the shoulders down towards the mat. You can find those ankle rolls if that felt good. Maybe just flex and extend the foot. Maybe wiggle those toes. And you know your body best, so just find what feels good this morning. Love gentle movements. Good. We'll continue to hold that left leg in. We'll gently start to lift up that right leg. So we'll inhale to lift. And exhale, lower down. Bring to flex the toes up towards the shin. We'll inhale to lift maybe a little bit higher. And exhale, lower back down. Inhale to lift and play around. Go as high up as comfortable, and always exhaling as we lower down. Take one more big inhale to lift that leg up. And exhale all the way down. Good. Now we'll pull that left leg across the right side of the body for that gentle twist. Keeping both shoulder blades on your mat. And if you'd like, you can close the eyes here just for a moment and maybe start to rock the head side to side, looking left, looking right. To find that gentle neck massage, gentle massage on the back of the head. And just slow little movements here. Nothing crazy. Nice deep breaths to match. Good. We'll find some stillness, gazing straight up at the ceiling. You can blink the eyes open if you have them closed. And then we'll slowly start to pull that left knee back into the chest. One more hug. And then releasing, letting that leg be heavy on the mat. Good. From here, we're going to take a bend in the knees. Taking some windshield wipers, letting the knees fall to either side of the mat. Just slow, little refreshing movement for the hips and low back. Good. All right, we'll find stillness with the legs. Slowly starting to draw the feet off the mat. We'll pull the right leg in close and slowly extend that left leg out. Good, and we'll switch sides. So pulling that left knee and extending the right leg out. And switch again. So just continuing with this pattern, nice and slow, and bonus stretch for the hips. Giving the core a little bit of love here too as we work to keep that back nice and flat when we extend those legs out. Good, let's get one more on each side. All right, once you've completed your last one here, you can slowly start to hug both knees into the chest. We'll bring the head up, working to make yourself as small a ball as you can. Biggest inhale of the day. And then as we exhale, just releasing everything down to the mat, down to the ground. Take up space, let the body be heavy. Take a few deep breaths here to ground ourselves down. Notice how the body's feeling after all that lovely morning movement. Good. On your next inhale, we'll reach the arms up overhead, finding that stretch through the fingertips. As we exhale, we'll bring the palms together and down to the forehead at third eye center. Appreciate you all taking time out of your morning to potentially start off your day with me with some gentle movements. But we'll seal our time together this morning with Namaste.